was definitely a needed win after a little tough stretch that we had in the close games in the past. But I think we played well as a team overall. I think it was our best overall team game, distributing the ball, and also big time plays from Santiago and Steven down the stretch. So that played a big role in our win.
What's it like for you just staying ready? Because you haven't known necessarily how many minutes going to get, minutes,
exactly.
all nice start. But obviously you've put the work in in practice and you
Right.
kept yourself ready to play. What's that like?
Well, coaches always said stay ready. Whenever your name is called, just be ready. And I've always been important on that. Just staying down and ready on my shots as well is how I get my shots to go down, and also just being ready when my name is called. Whenever the opportunity presents itself, take advantage of it.
Grind away in practice,
Yeah, exactly.
taking the most of it.
For sure.
And then just how, you mentioned the overall what you've seen so far this season, where you guys are at. You got a game Wednesday night,
Right.
but then you get into the meat of the schedule. Assess where you are overall as you get ready to get really serious here.
Well, I think this one is a big jump in our team chemistry. I think it's definitely going to help us in the long run. But from here on out, I think it's going to be a big leap.
And from your perspective, same thing I asked him, just about not necessarily knowing game to game, minutes, role, whatever. How do you stay ready for whatever's coming?
With Coach Lav, what I've learned is that he gives opportunities to everyone. You got to earn your way through practice and attitude and cheering for your teammates. And I think that's the most important thing. Don't get too low, don't get too high. Don't think about the past. Next play, next game. Yeah, so I wasn't doing it last year, but that's how I managed to adapt it to myself this year.
And then I asked him the same thing. You guys are just kind of now getting in the meat of the schedule here as we get going the next couple of weeks. How do you feel about where this team is at?
I feel that today was an important day for us. We had a lot of disappointments. We were just down by 5. It looked like we were going to come back. Lost the game again. And I think it was a key game for our team chemistry, because you could see we were playing for ourselves, for individually, and today it was different. We were just playing for each other.
Okay.
He was understandably disappointed with his performance in our previous game, and he had 0 rebounds in 8 minutes. So he came to practice with a hard edge, kind of a degree of determination where it made my decision to start him easier. And that's impressive as a response to playing the few minutes he had all season in our prior game, but then came to practice with the right mindset and then earned the starting spot and then had a double-double. So it was a good example of responding, with the sense of urgency and the right attitude and approach, and paid dividends. I thought Tony's poise, given KJ was out, and his decision-making and some big shots, but also had a nice pass under the basket to Steven off the rotation, the help rotation. Steven played really well. It was a good collective win. There were so many kind of contributors, and defensively is where we won the game. They pounded us on the boards, but because we held them to, I think, 28% from the 3.
Yeah.
What was that? What it says? 28 or 26? What does it say from the 3 in the game? They were
28.6.
Yeah.
4 or 14.
And that's what they do best. They shoot a lot of threes. They make a lot of threes. They're close to probably 38, 39%. So we felt that was the key, was staying home in our coverage. Not helping as much because they really pass it and off of drives. Now as a result, they got some interior shots and some layups because we didn't have the 8 in the box or the boxes and elbows, or that kind of help defensive positioning as a trade-off because they shoot the ball so well from the 3. We decided let's sell out to covering the 3-point line, even though we're going to give up some 2s as a result. And our free throws in the second half, it might have been 10 for 10.
Yeah.
So that was a big difference. And we had 11 misses in our prior game. And we
Lost by 5, missed 11 free throws.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a group we could be, like so often, right? Yeah. Coach always says it, but we could be 5-1, or we could be 6-0, or 4-2, or 3-3. We're not. We're 2-4, so we just got to keep getting better,
Just overall, how important is it? Because sometimes you can, as a coach, you can sort of preach a message, but sometimes it helps when it's reaffirmed with a win.
No
Like
doubt.
today. I mean,
Yeah.
it just,
Yeah.
everyone goes home happy today, and they
Yeah.
get ready for Wednesday.
Yeah,
What's that feel for
when you're losing games as we have, you feel as though you're in the desert.
Yeah.
And so sometimes, you know, you need the wind to get the wind to get the pep in the step, you know, just to get the wind back in the sails with a win, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And because then practice has a different vibe and energy to it, and
It does.
you're looking forward to the next game. And the Ernie Banks thing, let's play two, you know.
Yeah.
So, and you know, I told them, I said, hey, I'm learning how to coach you guys. Our staff is also learning with each game how to better position you offensively and defensively. And like the zone, if that helped us late in terms of limiting their dribble penetration, we probably should have stayed in it because we went back to man thinking we want to stay attached to shooters, but they actually then drove us and kept getting to the foul line off their drives, you know. So, but that's an example I was saying, whether it's like the other night, if I called the timeout after the second three, instead they, I think, hit 4 straight. And
Yeah.
so I said, that's on me in terms of costing you guys a win. So I'm learning too, just like you guys are, in terms of how to better position them offensively and defensively, and deploy them so that we're, from a competitive standpoint, giving ourselves the best opportunity to win, you know.
And a guy like Devin's interesting because he just strikes me as a guy who's just always ready, whether he's going to do 5 minutes or tonight he got to start. But like the other night, you put him in and he comes in and he made some plays.
Yeah,
The
I think it might even be
Raiders
his
game as
second.
well.
It might even be his second straight
Yeah.
start, right? Was this
Was it-
Gavin's
did-
second straight
No,
start?
no, no.
Oh, Gavin, yeah.
Yeah, Gavin.
Yeah.
Is that what we meant, Gavin?
Or no,
who's your-
Dahlke I was talking about.
Oh, Deven Dahlke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Deven,
he's
yeah.
really interesting because his first year, played at Drake a couple of years.
Yeah.
His dad also played basketball at Drake after transfer from the University of Minnesota. Mom was a track athlete there. He's got a good chance. His sisters are, I think, in volleyball. One might be playing professionally volleyball. Another one might be coaching. So they have a real, you know, background in athletics. And 2 years as a walk-on, preferred walk-on at Drake. Then he transferred here. The first year as a preferred walk-on, earned a scholarship. And in his first season here, he started, I think, 6 of our last 7 games.
Yeah.
Helped us in a big win at San Francisco. Last year, he came off the bench against Santa Clara, and probably one of our better performances on the year, and played a big part. Yeah, he is that, whatever you ask, you know, he'll come in and contribute. Like if it's more a defensive emphasis or helps them with the ball handling, his speed. We've got that group, the bedrock guys, I call him Tom Muncie, Neil Benewall, Deven Dahlke, Steven was with that group. Benji came in with them, but those first 4 were all walk-ons. You know, some earned scholarships, some became captains, some are just now, you know, getting them. So, but those guys' attitude kind of helps us when we're in the desert losing games.
Yeah.
They come to practice with the right mindset, and if they're not playing a minute or they start, their attitude is the same. It's consistent, you know, and that's a really powerful message for new guys coming into college basketball.
Absolutely.
you know.
It's not easy just to sit there for a whole game and
No.
a half and not know.
I agree.
It
Keon
seems getting
Keon
in.
didn't get in, you know, but he
Yeah.
was like Joey didn't get in. Some guys that have played previously. Keon had an injury, so he missed,
Yeah.
I think, the last game because of an ankle injury. But no, we talked about that our energy was, even with the guys that naturally want to be in there, they're competitive, they work hard every day, and would love to get
Yeah.
the opportunity to play in a game. But when you don't, how you respond is also an indication of, you know, your character and you being a good teammate, and understanding. Maturity is really
Yeah.
the word, right? A mature response. So, but with KJ going out, because we've had our struggles in a number of the games. We fell out 18, 16. He was in foul trouble.
Yeah.
And this game he went out, but we were able to still pull out a win, so it was encouraging. We need him back, though.